Welcome to another episode of Debating is for Life. I'm your host, Amr Higazi, and with us today, James Watanabe. Hi, James.
How you doing, Tamer?
Thanks for agreeing to come on my show. Very excited to have you. In your moniker, I have spiritual mentor because that's really what you are to me. You're
Okay.
not just being one of my oldest friends. We have so much history together. I don't even know where to begin talking to you. But at the end of the day, our friendship did evolve into kind of, I don't know how to describe it. How would you describe our friendship?
Well, let's start off that our friendship began with fisticuffs in a
As the
Montreal,
great
outside of
friendships
Montreal Burger King. That was one of our origin stories. But from there, yeah, it quickly grew. I don't know. I was always attracted to your enthusiasm and your just your joie de vivre. You were always ready for the fisticuffs thing. Kind of comes in throughout our relationship in more verbal ways, which is essentially what you're doing now. And I've always liked that about you because you always bring something else into the conversation.
Yeah, usually to most people's chagrin, but you're one of the people that kind of likes a little bit of a verbal joust and
Oh
likes
yeah.
to be challenged and doesn't mind getting into it. I mean, we've had so many, again, I guess, all night or late night conversations, and yeah, even sometimes when we were young, before we knew how to use our words, things kind of got violent. But I blame our parents. What were they doing, letting us go to Montreal at age 16? Um, like that was one of the, I think, rites of passage that we had at age 16. In fact,
Yeah.
let me pull up uh let me pull up something here. Do you remember this?
I love it. I love it. Our musical
That's
influences.
okay. How did people with such thick and lustrous hair turn into us? How
I
did that happen?
understand. I
Joe,
understand that's our mother's genes, but you can talk to my nephew about that, who's in sciences.
your brother has hair. My sister
I
has
know.
hair. Why were we the chosen?
I don't
Anyway,
understand it. I don't understand, man.
I tell my students it's we are further along on the evolutionary chain
Don't need it.
because I said we used to be covered by hair, like from top to bottom, and as we evolve, it's less and less hair, and people like us are furthest evolved, and so I said those those other hairy people they'll catch up eventually.
And do they believe you?
And the other thing I tell them is I used to have hair just like yours,
Yeah.
so look into your future.
I've been telling
In
my
any
nephews the
case,
same thing. Like,
that
just
was
be
us
careful.
at age.
Be careful.
This was us at age 16. I don't know how or why. I really don't know. But we did we get permission or did we just go? But you and I took the bus or train, and we ended up in Montreal. And
Yeah.
listen, what happens in Montreal at age 16 stays in Montreal. We cannot talk about details, but I will say that that was a life-changing experience for me, and it was kind of
Yeah.
like a rite of passage. Any good memories pop out for you?
Uh, whew. um, there's an image I have of you always on top of, there's a statue in Montreal, which is still there. And it's like a whole group of people. And just watching you climb on top of the shoulders of one of these statues, just like triumphantly, uh, just like a maniac. And I'm sure the residents were like, what an idiot. But it was just, I don't know. We were 16. It was beautiful.
It's funny because I remember doing that sort of thing again when I was 30 in Peru. Anyway, let's keep focused. Um, yeah, James, I call you my spiritual mentor because you really have like a proclivity for spiritual things, and I think you over the years, kind of the way you developed as a person, I want to say you're a chip off the old block. Your mother is a spiritual mentor, a homeopathic practitioner. And she does something called wisdom development. And I have gotten to see your mother for her help. And you've worked closely together with your mother throughout her career. And I think a lot of it has rubbed off on you. And I kind of got free therapy from you every time I went to see you. And I still feels like that. And I feel like we have kind of almost like a doctor-patient relationship every time I see you.
Well, with my mom, you definitely do, because she will, as soon as she hears anything of distress or, anything like that, she's going to jump in to try and help. I think with you and me, I think I'm more of an ear than anything else. I hope that with you, I create a sort of a safe space, like where you can talk. You know,
No doubt about it.
I don't know if I give you a lot of advice. I think I just listen a lot. You know.
You give me a lot of advice, and it's sometimes gratuitous, but always well received. And I know that you love me, and God, and you know that I love you, and we're really more like brothers than friends. And anyway, enough
I,
of the love fest.
Absolutely. Oh, it's
Um,
time to spar.
well, no, is there anything that you want to share about your life? Since we're here in the intro.
No, nothing specific right now. Nothing specific. I am a little nervous because I don't know what to expect. I've watched the other episodes. I know what to expect, but I don't know what to expect of myself. So
Well, thank you for being such
it's
a
good.
faithful fan of my podcast, and I know you've listened to everything, and so you do know what to expect. So then you'll know what's coming up right now. All right,
Yep.
let's do it. Let's do this.